So today we're going to talk about some popular homeschool opinions that aren't so popular in my house. Welcome to Plan, Prep, Pray. Hey girlie, my name is Wendy and I am a homeschooling stay-at-home mom of 4 little ones, and on this channel I talk about all things homeschooling, homemaking, mommy self-care, and kids empowerment. So subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Before we jump in, this is a collaboration hosted by Rachel from 7 and All. Rachel is amazing. I love her thoughts on things because she was actually homeschooled herself, and now she's homeschooling not only her own children, but her siblings. And so she's got a very unique perspective on things, so I would definitely check out her video as well as all the other ladies in this collaboration. It will be linked down below in the description, so definitely check them out and hear all the unpopular homeschooling opinions. Let's talk about the opinion that you have to be all one thing or another, or one homeschooling method or another. I've talked about unschooling, Charlotte Mason, interest-led, classical, traditional, name it. I've talked about it because I've done it. I've actually done full years of it, or 6 months of one particular type. And you know what I've realized? I can't be all one thing. Teaching multiple children, you tend to realize that the way that one of your children learns is not the same way that another child learns. And so because of that, especially if you want your child to maximize your child's learning capabilities, you tend to lean towards one way for one child and another way for another child. And so my son, who loves reading and being read to, read alouds are his thing. My daughter, who thrives off of traditional learning, traditional is her thing. And then I have my preschooler who's Montessori, hands-on all the way. And so I cannot box my children or myself into one particular method of learning because we all learn differently. And that is the beautiful thing of homeschooling. We can be eclectic. And so this whole popular opinion that you have to be all unschooling or be all traditional or be all classical, not in this house. All right, so I'm a little nervous to admit this one, but I don't like all the extracurricular activities. It's not my thing. The composers and the poetry tea time and the art and the piano and those things, it's not my thing. Like, it's so boring to me. Oh my gosh. And I feel like the nature journaling, like I cannot stand outside and the heat and the bugs and stuff. And I know it's weird, but especially most homeschool moms, you go and everybody's doing the nature journaling and everybody's doing the poetry tea time and everybody's doing, it's just not my thing. For me personally, I thankfully have a husband who that's his thing, and so he does those types of things with the children. But for me, when I tried to do it myself and it was me that was doing it, it lacked heart. It lacked excitement from me, and so it always fell flat with our children. It's just because it was so boring for me. I don't know. I don't know. It's just I'm more science and math than I am like artsy and so like I said, it might be unpopular, but for me it's just not my thing. And at the end of the day, what I've come to realize is that mommy has to kind of love it, not even love it, but there's another level of excitement when it comes to learning something when I am super into it and interested in it as well. It just, I don't know, brings it alive for them. So thank God daddy is interested. Public school is bad. Public school is like, all the kids are gonna make your children horrible and public school is awful. We don't subscribe to that. So my husband is actually a public school teacher. So we don't necessarily base our life off of that premise. Public school is a necessity for some. Like, their kids have to be in school in order for them to work. And for others, it's just not their thing to homeschool, and that's okay too. I tend not to judge if you are, sending your kids to public school, private school, homeschooling, and I would hope that others would treat me the same. So this popular opinion that public school is not the way that things should be and it's not God ordained and this, that, and the other, I don't think there's any place that God can't work. And so for us, homeschooling is best, but that's not to say that public school is a bad thing. I don't believe that. Like I said earlier, in our homeschool, we are eclectic. So I want to encourage you, mamas. I want to encourage you to start with something you love. Pick one of the methods. Start with something you love and find your groove along the way. Be willing to adapt and be willing to change something if it doesn't work, stick with something if it does, and just start where you're at. This is a discovery, not a mastery. It's a journey. It's a lifelong journey of education and of learning. And you will figure out what works for your family one year and what doesn't work for them the next. And it's a beautiful process. It's a beautiful, like I said, journey. Don't try to put so much focus on trying to be one thing or the other. Just enjoy the process. Comment down below. Do you love the nature journaling, poetry, tea time type of thing, or are you more of a science math type of mom? Let me know. So those are some of the unpopular homeschool opinions in our home. Please check out the collab with all the other ladies, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I will see you next time. Bye. So don't try to put so much emphasis. Don't try to put so much focus